Hey there guys, we've got some new EX stages on the global server. So in this video we're going to knock out a few of them. We're going to start with the Tonberry fight. Global does let you bring any unit you want for these, so we can just take whatever we want. It's a demon, and we're going to, you can bring a friend if you want to, and you definitely should. But just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to leave the friend slot empty, and I'm going to leave a party slot empty as well. So I'm just going to four-man this to show you a very basic way to do it. And you should definitely bring a friend to help carry you. We're going to use a really powerful Dwayne and then just some support units. The Dwayne is well geared because that, would be your friend slot unit if you can't do this on your own. Anyway. So the Tonberry is weak to water, among other things, so we're going to use Lord of the Seas Nicole to big amplify on Dwayne. We're going to water imbue the party, and then nothing else really matters. We'll just do Flood. We're going to use Kaito to just LB here. Esther will do her Magnus in the shift form, True Storm, and Energizing Bunny. Wait for all of this to finish. And then we'll do the LB of Dwayne to put up the Sword in Peril. And as you can see, Dwayne is doing pretty good damage right here. Okay, so some attacks on Esther, no big deal. Alright, we'll go ahead and use Nicole to put up, once he finishes this thing, put up the field, and then we'll do Dwayne to do his Magnus, Atonement, and Absolution. This may or may not kill the boss. I don't know. Yep, it did. Okay, so there it is. Yeah, Dwayne pretty much hard carries this, no problem at all. And then there you go. So, definitely use a friend unit to carry this for you. Ibarra or Flaring Rain. Actually, the boss is very fire resistant, so Flaring Rain probably not the best option, but I'm sure he works as well because, as you can see, not too bad. Just easily carried it with a single Dwayne in 2 turns. And the boss will dispel you if you take too long, so keep that in mind. Just do rebuffs and use an Omni Cover tank and you'll be good to go. So real quick, I'll show you the gear and then we'll pop over to the next fight. Honestly, the gear on Nicole and Kaito is irrelevant. I just gave them mana reduction, nothing else really matters. And then Esther is using significantly overgeared, my god. Full evasion and some defense because the boss is all physical. Other than that, whatever. And then Dwayne is geared very, very well. So 15k attack power with his own leader skill. There it is, chain speed, a good card, and then he's maxed out on Demon Killer and LB damage. Okay, see you for the next fight in a second. Alright guys, next up we're going to be going to the Tiamat fight, and we're going to be doing basically the same concept here. Level 4 is the final. The missions are do it in 5 turns or less, and once again, we can take a friend if you want to. We're not going to because we don't need to, and we're going to use the exact same team, exact same concept. Again, just grab a friend carry, Ibarra, Dwayne, whatever you want. The boss this time is a dragon. It's once again weak to water, so we're going to use that just to get it done. Okay, so wait for the auto casting to finish. So Kaito, actually we'll do him in just a minute. So Nicole will do big water amp on Dwayne. We'll imbue the party and we'll just do Flood. We'll use Esther to True Storm, Energizing, and Omni Cover. Kaito will shift at LB, and we will LB with Dwayne. Wait for this to finish. We don't want the chain to break. Now this boss is quite a bit bulkier, so it's not going to die quite as quickly, but we're going to get it done in a moment. We don't have Dragon Killer yet either, because Esther doesn't buff Dragon Killer. So the boss does magical fire, magical wind damage, some physical damage you can evade, as well as some fixed damage you can't, and the fixed damage will also apply stop. So if you're not stop immune, you need to either buff it or wear immunity. We're wearing immunity from gear. I'll show you the gear in a minute. Now, we're going to go ahead and use Nicole to field. We're going to have Kaito go to the base form and put up Dragon Killer with Receding Tide and then double bolting. We'll have Dwayne just triple bolting this turn. So we're going to click Kaito, and we can use Esther to just LB because whatever. We're going to click Kaito, wait just a second, then click Dwayne. And there we go. A little bit more damage, you know, great. Okay, so some more attacks. Again, wind and fire magic. Physical damage we can evade. No big deal. Wait for the counterattacks to finish. Okay. So we'll go ahead and have Nicole do his shifted LB just for some bigger stat buff. We'll have Dwayne now do his Magnus. We'll have Kaito just triple bolting for something to do. Esther can just triple bolting for something to do. And we'll go ahead and chain all these guys up. And there we go. That should be the end of the boss. If it's not, it is. Great. If it's not, we have 2 more turns. Just keep Esther's Omni Cover up. That's all the boss does, is physical damage that you can Omni Cover with evasion, or evade with Omni Cover. Magical damage that we're immuning with fire and wind resist. Fixed damage, which as you saw did almost nothing to Esther. And then stop, which we're wearing immunity to, or you can buff it if you really want, and there we go. Once again, Dwayne carries. Now we're going to be going to the hard one in a minute, which is the Final Fantasy VIII fight. But before we do that, I'll real quick show you the gear we just used. And again, use a friend to carry you if you need to. So we're just using stop immunity. Just, you know, grab an event gear with stop immunity, whatever you want. Just some kind of way for stop immune. We're getting stop immunity on Esther from the Cozy Coat. And if you don't have all this, again, just use a buff. Add one of the party slots, buff it with Lakshmi. Kaito, just a random stop immunity item from an event. And then Dwayne is getting stop immunity from a materia, a boy brimming with curiosity gives stop immunity. And there you go. And if you don't have all that, you can buff it up. He's maxed on Dragon Killer. Okay. We'll go to the... I'm probably going to make the Final Fantasy VIII fight a standalone video, because that one's actually a little bit harder. People don't have to go through all this stuff. So I will do the Final Fantasy VIII video in another fight. See you in a bit.